heart of hearts, the heart of man. Our heart is not this beating sack in our chest. Our heart is in our mind, our feeling and our emotions. You know, when you say, my heart just wasn't in it, you ain't ever going to do it. It's never going to happen if your heart's not in it. We're not talking about this heart. We're talking about this heart. The heart that runs our life, truly. You have a mind and you should learn how to use it. Yes, we should. There are two levels of your mind. We talk about that a lot here. Two levels of your mind. This big ball here is your mind. Conscious, subconscious. This is your mind. You have two parts: conscious thinking, subconscious feeling or emotional mind. There are two levels of your mind: the conscious or rational level and the subconscious or irrational level. Our thinking mind is the rational part that makes sense. The feeling subconscious is the irrational part that doesn't make sense. And these are the two parts that Dr. Joseph Murphy is talking about. So there are two levels of the mind: the conscious or rational level and the subconscious or irrational level. You think with your conscious mind, the top part, and whatever you habitually think sinks down into your subconscious mind, which creates according to the nature of your thoughts. Again, we think with our conscious thinking mind, and whatever we think repeatedly, we become emotionally involved with. It's like, these are the seeds, this is the soil. We drop it down into the subconscious heart or feeling mind, or as ancient Greeks called, our psyche. The creative power within us makes us into the image of that to which we give our attention. Where are you giving your attention? Where is your inner attention focused? Is it focused on the things that are out here that you take in and soak in and bathe yourself with all the stuff that's going on? Or do you allow yourself to look on the things that you want to create, the good things that you do see? What's filling your mind? Your subconscious mind is the seat of your emotions and is the creative mind. If you think good, good will follow. If you think evil, evil will follow. Pretty simple. It's like looking at a garden. I mean, it's very simple, but it's not that easy. Let me preface it with that. If you think good, good will follow. So if you have a good seed, metaphorically, say you have a carrot seed and you plant it in the soil, you're going to get carrots. Good for good. If you have a bad, poisonous nightshade and you put it in the ground, it's going to produce poisonous nightshade, bad for bad, just as an example. So just like our thoughts are seeds. We put them down into the soil, it will produce. Your mind is a garden, your thoughts are seeds. You can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. What are we growing in the garden of our life? What are we seeing outside of us? Mindfulness has the ability to change the brain or the body. So psychologists and psychiatrists point out that when thoughts are conveyed to your subconscious mind, impressions are made in the brain cells. That has been proven to be true. Somebody made a great comment. Thank you so much. And I'll respond to it here. How do I have such conviction about these claims or these theories? I have such conviction. I'm basically always reading from something that I've read over and over and over and over that to me resonate, I feel to be true, and that I have experienced personally in my life. So through experience comes conviction. I've lived it. I used to suffer from anxiety, from depression. I used alcohol to cope. I was an addict. I'm sober now for 4 years. I have implemented this work, this conscious subconscious mind. Freud started it back over 100 years ago. So I encourage you to do your own research. I certainly have, and I couldn't in a couple minutes share with you how I know. I've done a lot of research. I've done a lot of homework. And it's only until you experience it yourself by doing that work, the inner work, because no one can explain it to you, because you're right. It is just conjecture. It is just theory. But it's experience for me. I've experienced it. So I read with such conviction because I've read so many books on the subconscious mind. I have a master's degree in psychology. I'm a therapist. I work with hundreds, if not thousands of people already, seeing the similar patterns. I see it in myself. My own experience is the most important thing to me, but it's just extra to see it daily in other people, in other human beings, the power of our subconscious mind, what we think, how we habitually act, what's really in control. So favorite books of mine, The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy, Psychocybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz, all of Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. He's doing some groundbreaking work. Other psychiatrists, psychologists I love. Dan Siegel, Dr. Dan Siegel, Daniel Siegel. He has great stuff on the mind. So many more. That's why I have such conviction. I read from books that have proved to be true in my life, and I study, all of the recent groundbreaking research. You can look up actually on Google Scholar. They have published, vetted journals, like science journals, medical journals that are peer reviewed, which are, legit sources. Also, there's been studies over and over and over, and it always comes out with basically the same result, that 95% of our habitual living and the things we do is unconscious, subconscious. It's habitual. And only 5% is conscious thinking, because we couldn't survive. Like, think about when you first learned how to drive a car, you consciously were there. You hands 10 and 2, clutch. If you drove, manual, learned how to drive a car. Now you can do it with your eyes closed. Now your subconscious took over. It's no longer conscious. If we had to consciously think about every single thing we do, no way. So that's our subconscious mind now. It's below conscious level. We're not consciously aware we're doing it. So yeah, I'm enthusiastic and I'm so full of conviction because I've experienced this to be true, and I continue to learn. My mind is open. I come to no conclusions. I'm always open to new things. So share if you have any new stuff.